I'm sure if you're watching this video that you probably think that the data and machine learning job market is completely horrendous. AI is replacing everyone. It's impossible to get a job. The market is cooked and all the rest of it. In reality, this is not the case. I have consistently landed top 6-figure offers from companies like Gusto, DoorDash, Wise, Deliveroo, and several startups over across the last 5 years. I've also helped 60 plus people land their dream data and machine learning role in the last year in this bad market. In reality, the market is not that bad and the situation is nowhere near as catastrophic as people say. In fact, today is probably one of the best times to actually land a job in data and machine learning. And in this video, I'm going to explain to you exactly why. Let's get into it. I speak to and work with data and machine learning professionals who are looking to get the next job or the first job in the field every single day. So I like to think that I'm pretty well placed to actually give a really valid opinion on this matter. And a lot of people who I speak to who are thinking of asking my advice tell me, oh, the market's really bad. Oh, I've heard this and this is what's been going on and it's just really hard to get a job. But my question to all of them is always, is that what you've heard or is that what you know for a fact? And in reality, most people just hear things online, speak to a few friends, and then make a judgment about the whole job market as a whole simply from anecdotal evidence. If you're watching this and you come from a data and machine learning background, you know that's not a great way to make informed decisions or informed opinions about something. By definition, right? You can't look at a small sample of data and infer that's what's going to be, that's what the whole population says, right? But for some reason, when it comes to things like the job market and things that ultimately are in your control, but you're struggling to get the outcome, we kind of don't use rational thought and we're quite irrational, which is quite an interesting thing when you think about it. But the question still stands. Why do we all think the market is cooked? Well, this is an example of something called an echo chamber. So an echo chamber is a space or situation where people only hear ideas that match their own. So what happens is that people take a current aspiring data scientist. They will spam for 200 jobs. They will do cookie cutter projects. They will just not perform or not prepare for interviews and then just immediately class the market as bad because they didn't get the outcome they wanted. It's like saying, oh, it's really impossible to get a six-pack, but you're not really working out properly. You're not tracking your food. Sure, you're doing some of the right things, but you're not being very smart about it or working in an efficient way to get the outcome. And so these people who don't get a data science job because the market is cooked, then go on forums like Reddit, Instagram, LinkedIn, wherever it may be, and complain about how bad the market is. Whereas take the other people, the people who learn how to network, learn how to do actually a really good resume, understand how to position themselves in the market. These people are not online bashing the market. They're the ones actually landing 6-figure jobs. And I know that this is happening because I work with these people. I am one of those people too. Like, we're not online bashing how bad the market is. We can't control the market, right? We're simply learning how to best approach the situation or the current situation and apply ourselves. But it goes even deeper than that because there's one thing actually doing the best you can in the current market. But what's also funny is that the market from a completely statistical perspective is also not that bad. According to the US Bureau of Labor Statistics, employment of data scientists is projected to grow 34% from 2024 to 2034, much faster than the average for all occupations. And the same is true for ML, AI. Any role where data analytics or coding is part of it will trend in that direction as well because it simply becomes more ingrained in our society. On screen here is a graph showing the number of open tech positions from 2020 to 2026, or today basically. And if you ignore the massive layoffs that happened post-COVID, which wasn't due to AI, but it was due to interest rates and companies basically overhiring and then interest rates increasing, which meant they had more expenses and so therefore they had to lay out staff. That was a real reason for the firing and for the layoffs, not because of AI. But aside from that, you can see from this plot, ever since those layoffs happened in around 22, 23, the number of open tech positions has been increasing. Also, like, the unemployment rate in the US is fairly low at the moment as well. So from a purely economic perspective, the market by definition is not bad. It was worse 4 years ago. And on screen here, you can see literally all of the big tech companies are still hiring. Like, the data doesn't lie. It's simply fear mongering and people just expressing their frustrations online for basically just not being very good. That's honestly what it comes down to. The market isn't exactly the best it's ever been, sure, right? But it also isn't as bad as people say. And once you kind of have that different mindset shift of the market is actually okay, I just need to be better, you'll actually find yourself getting the roles because you understand that it does require work and you can't just spam apply for 200 applications and expect to get paid 100k a year in a machine learning job. The world just doesn't work that way. So we've established that the market isn't that bad and there's a lot of open positions for data and machine learning roles, and that's only increasing every single year. So, you know, that's one reason why it's actually very good to apply for those roles right now. The other reason is that salaries in this field are still nuts. They're so high, it's actually ridiculous. Take myself, for example. I'm currently earning around 200k USD dollars a year in London, which is actually quite high for London compared to the US. And I was earning that at 26, and I'm not particularly smart. I didn't go to necessarily the best uni. I'm not exactly a genius. I just learned how the application game works. And that's how most people actually get these higher paying salaries. And these salaries are only increasing as time goes on. AI is becoming more integrated. Data is more common. Like, companies need these people to generate value for the business. So the salaries and demand for people with the right skills is simply going through the roof. It's nuts. I'm telling you, I work with these people every single day. Some of the salaries I help people land are like 300k, which is absolutely crazy. According to Levels FYI, the average salary of a machine learning engineer in the US is $278k dollars. For a data scientist, it's $180k dollars. Can you name me another job which has arguably less entry requirements than something like a doctor, lawyer, even a banker in some cases, that is also got fairly good work-life balance and hasn't exactly, you know, it's not exactly boring. It's actually quite fun and you work with new technologies. What other role do you get that from, right? And the other thing about tech salaries, or particularly salaries in data and machine learning, there is like a floor. Like, in most cases, you're not going to be earning less than 80k USD, depending where you are. But the ceiling is enormous. I've seen senior staff, principal machine learning engineers be earning nearly $1 million. I'm pretty sure some people at OpenAI, obviously that's the top of the top, earn millions a year as a research scientist. Like, that is nuts. That is competing with like bankers, traders, like all those corporate, like traditional corporate roles, but in tech where it's more relaxed and it's more fun. It's just, I don't understand how these roles, you know, how these roles even exist in reality, because they're completely different to what traditional top paying companies or top paying jobs were out there in the past. I mean, to really put that final nail in the coffin, on screen here is an example of some of the entry level data science positions. I mean, there's an entry level data science position here at Jane Street, which pays 300k a year USD in salary. Like, it is just past the point of believable, isn't it? It's ridiculous. If you can crack the interview process, study hard, you can be earning 300k a year as a graduate data scientist. Again, I'm going to say it several times, that is nuts. The problem is, most people think getting these high-paying tech jobs in data and machine learning is like a walk in the park and it's really easy. Like I said, they probably slap on a few technical skills on the resume, do a few Titanic dataset projects, and just spam apply on LinkedIn non-stop, and they think that's going to get them these top paying offers. It's hard and it's difficult and it's a process. And if you're someone who wants to learn, you know, how to actually land these high paying 6-figure offers, then I recommend you apply to Code to Careers. This is my coaching program where you'll work personally with me and my team to land your dream data or ML job in just 3 months. The average salary that we place someone is around $132k dollars, and we've placed over 60 people so far. What we will do is that we'll help you rebuild your resume in LinkedIn completely from scratch so it actually stands out. We'll help you build a custom referral generation system so you can land 3x as many interviews. We'll transform your interview skills by conducting mock interviews until you're over-prepared for every interview you'll get. And finally, how to effectively negotiate so you don't leave tens of thousands of dollars on the table. On screen here are some of the results we've recently gotten. So if you're serious about landing your dream data or machine learning role in the next 3 months, then I highly recommend you apply. It'll be linked in the description below for you to check out, and I can't wait to speak to you. I have literally argued this point to death about how AI is not going to eradicate data or machine learning jobs. I literally have a video on my channel about this 3 years ago, and I was right back then, I'm still right now, and I'm probably going to continue being right about this topic. Again, what people really misunderstand about AI, there's 2 people that say it's going to eradicate jobs. The first one is those people who are struggling to get a job, not because of AI, but simply because they don't know the right strategy, process, and simply the amount of work it actually takes to get a job in this field. The second people who say AI is going to eradicate jobs are the people who have a vested interest in AI. Like, it blows my mind when people don't understand this. Anthropic, OpenAI, Microsoft, all these big tech giants, they literally have incentives to say that, right? Because they're building the products. Why would you not want to market your own product? And what's quite funny is that we're actually seeing a backlash from this, where people are coming to realize that AI is actually not going to replace developers, machine learning engineers, data scientists, and companies actually hiring these people back. I mean, if you're gonna, I'm gonna say this again, if you're gonna come in the comments and tell me how it's gonna replace data scientists, can you please tell me what's really changed in the last 4 years since ChatGPT has come out? Has it really replaced things? We had GPT. No one's heard anything about it. We had Devon in 2024. Where's that? DeepSeek. Where's that? I can literally rattle through a list of AI doomsday scenarios that have happened in the last 4 or 5 years, and it's all complete nonsense. This conversation is so boring to a point where if you are going to comment in my comment section saying I'm coping, you're the person who's just not going to get a job in this field. I want you to realize that this is not me being horrible, because you're the one who's coping. Does that make sense? I'm still employed in this field, and I'm still getting jobs, and AI is nowhere near replacing my role. So I want to kind of put it in a nice way. If you're someone who's blaming AI for the reason you can't get a job, it's not AI, it's you. I'm sorry, it's you. You're just not good enough. And whether you like that or not, that is the reality. And I just really want to implore you to take a look at yourself and realize, stop blaming external factors and take your outcomes that you want to get into your own hands. That's me being very nice and when I'm saying that, not trying to be horrible. Anyway, on screen here, I'm going to link a few YouTube videos detailing exactly why replacing developers, data scientists, machine learning engineers with AI is basically failed. I'm not going to do a video on that topic because so many other people have done it and it's really, really good. I mean, again, I'm not going to kind of smack a dead horse, if that's the saying, but Anthropic are even hiring copywriters at $320K salary. It's just ridiculous. The whole thing is a bit of a meme, and I wouldn't worry about AI replacing jobs. Now, what's even funnier about this whole thing is that AI is actually creating more jobs, particularly in the data and machine learning space, which is just so hilarious to me, because this just makes the whole time to get into the market even better if you're looking for a role. So according to McKinsey's 2025 State of AI report, they found that 88% of organizations now use AI in at least one business function, and named data engineers and data scientists as the most in-demand AI hires. So what that's telling me is that AI, to give it credit, is a really good productivity tool, which is something I've been saying and others have been saying for years at this point, but it's not going to replace people. And because it's so useful, we need the right people in Python, SQL, machine learning, statistics, actually qualified people to use AI to its full advantage. And those people will be very, very hireable, right? And if anything, they only increased number of open positions for these roles. I honestly can't begin to explain how good and great a data or machine learning role is nowadays. The market is kind of picking up than it has ever been before. AI is actually creating more jobs, and tech salaries are completely through the roof. It's kind of like a no-brainer about how of a good opportunity most people have now to get into this field. But like I said, the problem always boils down to people thinking it's a walk in the park and it's really easy. And you basically need the right strategy and frameworks and guides in order to get a job in this field. So if you're interested in learning the exact process to follow, I recommend you check out this video where I detail exactly that. I'll see you there.